Okay guys, so finally we have discussed the types or ways of formation of a partnership. Ano nga yun? First is formation of a partnership for the first time. Next is conversion of a sole proprietorship to a partnership. And lastly, admission of a new partner. Okay? So enough for theories. Let's move on to the accounting for the formation of a partnership. Okay? So first of all, sa formation, ang kailangan, the first question natin is how much or how would we measure yung mga initial investment. Okay? So we mentioned earlier na all properties brought into the partnership or acquired by the partnership is the property of the partnership. Okay? So here, ang ating account is how much capital should be credited for initial investments. Okay? So here, so first. So usually, pag nagsa-start up ang isang business, dalawa yung type ng investment, okay? Na-discuss natin sa sole proprietorship na pwedeng nag-invest siya ng money or non-cash, okay? I mean, cash or non-cash investment, okay? So, same is true sa partnership, okay? Ang question nga lang is, how much should we account for this initial investment, okay? So for cash investments, ang measurement niya is the face value of the cash contributed, okay? Ayan, face value of the cash contributed. Okay, copy ba yan? So, very easy. Sir, ano ba yung face value? So, pag tumingin kayo ng pera, kumbaga is nakita niyo is 100,000, 100,000. Kumbaga is sa 20 peso bill, kung ano ang nakita niyong face, anong itsura nung number, yun na yung face value. Kaya tinawag na face value, okay? Yan ang gagamitin natin. So, pag nakita nyo sa problem, invested 100,000 to the business. Okay? So, 100,000 yung initial measurement ng cash investment. So, up next is non-cash investment. Okay? Dito naman is yung mga non-cash investment natin. Yan talaga yung prevalent or pinaka-common, okay? Kasi pag wala kang pera, pwedeng sabihin mo sa partner mo, partner, pwede bang i-invest ko na lang is itong building ko, or pare, pwedeng invest ko na lang sa partnership is itong land ko, okay? So, ang question is, how would we measure or how would we account? Okay? Ano ba yung gagamitin natin? Paano natin i-measure yung mga non-cash investments? Okay? So, for non-cash investments, ito ang tatandaan natin. Ito ang measurement. Fair value, okay? Fair value. For non-cash investments, ang gagamitin natin is yung fair value of the non-cash contributed. Okay? So, naintindihan natin. Meron cash. Pag cash, face value. Pag non-cash, fair market value. So, tatanungin nyo ulit, Sir, ano ba yung tinatawag na fair market value? So, ang fair market value, okay? Anong fair market value? Ang fair market value is yung, to put it simply, fair market value is the price of an asset, okay? Yan yung price ng asset that would be if you sell it on a open market, okay? Kumbaga, mayroong buyer and seller, nagbentahan sila kung ano yung agreed price, kung ano yung selling price, yun, or kung ano ang napag-agrihan nung dalawang parties, yun ang tinatawag na fair market value, okay? Yung pera, yung amount, not pera, amount of money that you would receive for selling that asset, okay? So I repeat, fair market value is the price of an asset would sell for an open market, okay? So let me write it here. Yan, fair market value. Tandaan nyo ha, pag cash investment, face value, and for non-cash investments, fair market value. Fair market value, okay? Tandaan nyo yan, okay? So next is, sir, how about yung mga liabilities na ina-assume ng partner? So, for example, si partner A and B nag-form ng partnership, and then si B, instead na cash ang kanyang instead na cash ang kanyang i-contribute, naisipan niyang yung building niya yung i-contribute. Kaso, naka-mortgage siya sa isang bangko, okay? May utang yung building na yon, okay? For example, o kaya yung kotse, okay? Yung kotse, 1 million, tapos may utang pa siya sa Toyota na 200,000 or 300,000. So, how would we assume that, okay? Tapos, nung nag-partnership sila, inassume nila, okay? So, how would we record that, okay? Imposible naman na fair market value kasi ano nga yung definition ng fair market value? The price an asset would sell for on an open market. Okay? Open market. Okay? Would sell yan. Highlight natin to. So, okay? So, how about mayroong liabilities? So, if may liabilities na inassume ang partnership, kailangan natin i-recognize. Okay? So, here, this one. Okay? Babasa niyo ba, guys? So, here. Ayan. Then, finally, we will see this, the total capital credited. Okay? Ayan. Very good. So, to summarize, for cash investment, tatandaan nyo, cash face value. Pag non-cash, fair market value. Okay? Pag non-cash, fair market value. Pag may liabilities na assumed, present value. Ano yung present value? Present. Kung ano yung present. Kung dun sa example natin, 500,000 yung amount ng cash or fair value ng cash, and then merong, let's say, 100,000 na present value yung liability, i-deduct natin para makuha natin yung capital credited. Okay? So sir, bakit po tinawag na capital credited? Okay? Capital credited. Okay? Para mas maintindihan nyo, gamitan natin ng T account. So here, para mas maintindihan nyo, gamitan natin ng T account. Okay? So here, let's use this one. Okay? And then, okay? Yeah. So, capital credited, meaning ito ang, 'di ba, tinuruan tayo sa basic accounting kung paano tayo mag-T account. So, ang iti-T account natin dito, ang T account natin dito is yung capital, okay? Yung capital account or the account title para sa capital. So, for example, si A, meron siyang capital which is A capital, okay? Okay? So, for cash investments, pwedeng lagay natin dito. Yeah, cash investments. And then, non-cash investments. Okay? Ano nga to? At face value. Okay? Usually, ganito yung code ko sa, kahit nung college student ako, ito yung ginagamit ko, FMV. Okay? Fair market value and face value. Pag fair value or, yeah. Okay? So, A capital. Ganyan tayo yan ang summary ng accounting for partnership formation. Okay? So, that's very easy. Di ba? Sobrang dali na lang, inshallah. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan nyo, let's try an example. Okay? A basic example. First, try natin sa mga cash investments. Okay? So, here, this is the example. Nahanap ko sa libro nyo or sa textbook. Here, Aschenbeck invested 20,000 cash in new partnership. Okay? So, how would we what is the journal entry for this one? So, napaka-basic. Basic accounting, di ba? Debit, cash, credit, okay, debit, um, let's say 20,000. Tama. And then, credit, ash capital. How much? 20,000. Diba? Sobrang dali lang. So, next is cash. Since dalawa yung capital, cash, and then 20,000, and back capital. Back capital, okay? So, kung i-analyze natin to, nag-increase yung ating cash, okay? Yung asset, okay? Okay? So, since nag-increase ang ating asset, nag-increase din yung ating capital, okay? So, paano ba natin to i-T account? So, let's copy this one. So, you may ask, sir, bakit kailangan pa i-T account? Parang ineffective po, sir. So, here, inshallah, madidiscuss lang din natin. I mean, marirealize natin gaano ka-helpful itong T account na to, okay? Kasi usually, ang account title na affected sa partnership formation is yung capital ng mga partners. So, here, lalo na pag dumating na tayo sa operation. So, magagamit nyo itong T account na to, okay? So, ito, meron tayong ash capital and back capital, okay? Ayan. Diba? So, here, pwedeng move natin ito. Ayan. So, what will be the amount here? 20,000. Okay? So, initially, ganyan lang talaga. Ganyan kadali yung partnership formation. Okay? That's all. Okay? So, let's move on to the non-cash investments. Okay? Kung ito, medyo madali lang kasi to kasi cash lang. Okay? So, next is yung mga non-cash investment natin. Okay? So, I have here prepared an example. Here. Si Cole and Crow, okay, entered into a partnership with the following investments, okay? So, ano ba yung investment na to? So, ano bang investment? This one? Nakita nyo ba? So, si Cole, nag-invest daw siya ng 10,000 na land. Si Crow, nag-invest siya ng 7,000 na cash and 35,000 worth of inventory, okay? So, here, paano ba natin to i-record, okay? So, how would we record this one? First, debit. I-sign natin, compound entry. So, I assume marunong na kayong mag-compound entry since natapos nyo na yung basic accounting, okay? So, debit, cash, 7,000, di ba? Face value, okay? Face value. Next is land. Sulat na natin, land, diretso, okay? So, tatanungin nyo, sir, nung gagamitin natin? Ito po bang cost na 5,000 or yung 10,000, di ba? So, na-mention natin kanina, ano yung gagamitin natin? 10,000, 5,000. The fair value or the cost? Yung fair value. So, susulat natin dito, 10,000. Yan natin ng mga comma para. And then, let's record the building. How much? 30,000 or 40,000? 40,000, okay? And then, lastly, ano pa ang asset na i-contribute sa partnership? Yung inventory, okay? So, fair value or the cost? fair value, of course. So 35,000. Credit side would be call capital, and crow capital, okay? Crow capital. Very good. So, i-total na lang natin. So, i-total natin para mabalance ang ating entry. For call capital, we have 40,000 and 10,000, 50,000, okay? And for crow, we have 35,000 plus 7,000, we have 42,000, okay? Naintindihan ba yun, class? Oops, 42,000. Okay? So, how would we account this one? First is, of course, call capital. How much? 50,000. Okay? Of course, guys, sanayin nyo na yung sarili nyo na gumagamit ng T-account kasi sa mga financial accounting subject and advanced financial accounting subject, magagamit itong T-account na to, okay? So, here. Crow capital would be 42,000. Okay? Tindihan ba yun, guys? So, ang tatandaan lang natin, pag cash, face value. For non-cash, fair value. Okay? So, finally, we understood how to measure initial investment. Okay? So, merong problema. Okay? A valuation problem arises when partners agree on a relative capital interest that are not aligned with their investments of identifiable assets. Okay? So, para dito sa example, for example, nag-contribute si Cole ng 50,000 na identifiable assets and then si Crow 42,000. Okay? But the problem is, nag-agree sila, may kasali sa partnership agreement nila na yung capital daw nila dapat equally. Okay? So, ang implication nun, it implies yung agreement na yun, it implies that Crow is contributing unidentifiable asset. Okay? Ano nga ba yung mga unidentifiable asset? Okay? Pwedeng identifiable assets such as individual talent, okay, established cliente, banking connections to the partnership. Okay, so yan, meron yang worth or meron yang addition or may kinikredit yan sa capital. Okay, but the question is, where? Asan natin kukunin yung capital na yon? Paano natin mapapa-equal? Paano natin i-equal yung accounting equation na asset is equals to liabilities plus equity, di ba? Kailangan true pa rin yan. So, paano natin i-recognize or paano natin i-value itong mga unidentifiable assets na to, okay? So, ang accounting, yan ang isang problem dito sa partnership equation. So, merong dalawang method na minigay ang standard, okay? First, ang mga method na yun is the bonus or goodwill on initial investment. Okay, so let me write the problem here. Here, this one. Okay, so for example, Cole and Crow could agree to divide initial partnership capital equally. Ayun, equally. Anong ibig sabihin ng equally? Meaning, equal daw. It's either si Cole and Crow both have 42,000 or si Cole and Crow both have 50,000, okay? So, dyan papasok yung ating accounting, pagiging accountant, okay? So, here in this problem, we can infer that the total capital is total capital of the partnership is 100,000. Sir, paano nyo nasabi na 100,000? So, 50,000 divided natin ng 50% equals 100,000, di ba? So, if this is divided equally, pwedeng so if this is the total partnership capital is 100,000, we can infer that if equally daw, so here, let's try this one, okay? So kung equally daw, let's assume equally. So here, mayroon daw 50,000. Mayroon daw dapat dito 50,000, okay? So here, para kay, for call, and then 50,000 for crow, okay? So we can assume here, pwede nating i-assume na since 40,000 yung identifiable na assets, I repeat, identifiable assets na kinontribute ni Crow, we can infer na ang total pala na unidentifiable assets na kinontribute ni sino pangalan nito? Si Crow is 8,000, okay? So, equals 8,000. Equals 8,000. Okay? Okay? So, but wait. Okay, wait. Kasi, hindi naman ibig sabihin na 50,000. Ang ibig sabihin nun ay 8,000 agad yung unidentifiable, yung unidentifiable assets ng ni Crow, okay? So, pwede ding ibig sabihin ng agreement is 42,000 yung actual na kinintribute ni Crow equals how much? 84,000, okay? So, pwedeng ganito din yung infer. Pwede nating ma-infer sa agreement nila. So, here we can infer also na pwede din palang 84,000 yung total partnership capital. So, paano ba natin yan? Pwede din natin maintindihan dito na mayroon tayong 42,000. We can also infer sa agreement na 42,000 lang each yung kanilang agreement. Okay? So, this is also impossible kasi nag-contribute na ng identifiable asset si Crow. I mean si Call, okay? So, imposible namang sabihin niyang, uy, ito na lang, alisin ko na lang tong building, okay? Yung kalahati na lang ng building, yung i-contribute ko or bawasan natin yung building, okay? Hindi yung ganon. So, ang accounting, nag-provide sila ng mga method na pwede para ma-solve itong issue na to, yung mga ganitong hindi nag-agree yung valuation ng kanilang relative capital interest sa kanilang investment or contribution. Okay? So, for bonus approach, sulat natin dito, bonus approach, ang ibig sabihin yan is hindi natin lalagyan ng measure or hindi natin i-record yung mga unidentifiable assets na contribution or implied contribution ni Crow. Ni Crow, okay? Si Crow. Hindi natin i-measure. So, ang gagawin na lang para ma-meet yung agreement's condition na kailangan equal yung capital, okay? So, kailangan i-adjust yung mga capital accounts. So, paano natin gagawin yun? So, first, para madali, 50,000 plus natin yung 42,000 from Crow equals 92,000, okay? So, paano natin yan i-divide equally? So, here, divided by 92,000, divide natin ng 2 or times 50% each. Okay, times 50% each. 50%. Ayan. Sir, bakit 50%? Of course, 50% kasi equally. So, how about tatlo yung partners? So, 92,000, for example, 92,000 divided by 3. Oh, okay? Or times 33.3333333333%. Okay? Mga ganon. So, gamitan nyo lang ng basic mathematics. Okay? So, nakita nyo, dalawa yung partners. So, how to divide it equally? Pwedeng divided by 2 or times 50%. Okay? So, we have 46,000. Okay? So, gawa tayo ng pi. Ayan, pi. Para maintindihan nyo. So, ang magiging structure nito is ang magiging structure nito is 42,000 for both of the partners. So, 42,000 para kay call, 42,000, 46,000 for both of the partners. Okay? So, see, napaka-easy. Sir, paano natin yan i-entry? Kailangan may entry, sir, para maintindihan natin. So, ang entry is capital. So, call capital. I-debit, paano nga natin i-decrease yung isang capital account? Kailangan natin i-decrease. So, para ma-decrease, call capital, gawin natin siyang from 50, since 50 dito, okay, 50, from 50, gawin nating 46, 42, okay? 46, I'm very sorry. 46, okay? So, para ma-adjust, kailangan nating i-minus yung capital ni call. To how much? 50,000 minus 46,000. How much? 4,000, okay? And lastly, credit Crow capital. So, madadagdagan yung capital ni Crow ng 4,000. So, from 42,000 initially, magiging 46,000. So, see, gagamitan natin ng T-account, okay? So, pag na-master na kayo, di ba, parang sa basic accounting, pag na-master nyo, kahit hindi na kayo mag-journal entries, pwedeng diretso na kayo sa T-account, di ba? So here, para sa entry, T account, call capital, lagyan natin dito ng 4,000 since nabawasan yung capital balance ni call. Okay? Yan. See? Sobrang easy lang ng accounting. Diba? And then, for Crow is this one. For Crow is 50,000. From 42,000, madadagdagan ng 4,000. Okay? 'Di ba? So, ang total capital balance na nila for both of them is for the individual capital balances of each partner is equals 46,000. 46,000. Okay? Dagdagan yun. Lagyan nyo lang dito 46,000. Okay? For here, 46,000. Naintindihan ba yun, class? And lastly, ito. So, my question is, how much would be the total partnership capital? 92,000 pa rin, okay? So, kahit mayroong mga unidentified assets, hindi yan i-recognize, okay? Yan ang tinatawag na bonus method. Kaya tinawag na bonus method kasi hindi nire-recognize yung mga unidentifiable assets. Ano nga yung mga unidentifiable assets? Individual talent, established client, mga ganito, kumbaga is unidentified, hindi pwedeng ma-identify, okay? Or hindi kayang i-identify, okay? And then we have, kung tapos na natin yung bonus approach, we have goodwill approach, okay? So here, yung unidentifiable assets is identified, okay? So actually, na-discuss natin ito kanina, pero hindi lang natin masyado napansin. But ang goodwill approach is this one. This one, okay? Ito. lalagyan natin ng value yung unidentifiable assets, okay? So here, to compute natin, 50,000 divided by 50%, okay? Or times 2, 100,000. So, paano natin i-record ito? So, simply, madali lang, ganito lang. First is debit goodwill. May bago tayong account, goodwill. Debit goodwill, how much? 8,000. And then next is Crow Capital, okay? So guys, natapos na natin yung accounting sa initial investment, okay? So kung napansin nyo, yung mga partnership na yon, yung form or type ng farm partnership, formation na yon is formation of a partnership for the first time. So let's try naman if yung partnership formation is through conversion of a sole proprietorship to a partnership, okay? So, here are the basic steps para ito ang guide or guideline para hindi kayo mawala sa um, partnership formation ng conversion of sole proprietorship to a partnership, okay? So, lagay natin dito, roadmap, okay? Gawin natin roadmap. Roadmap of conversion of sole proprietorship to a partnership, okay? So, first step, of course, first is kailangan natin i-adjust. Kailangan natin mag-adjust, okay? First, we have to close each partner's book, okay? Ibig sabihin yan is yung sole proprietorship's book or yung business, kailangan natin i-close yung book, okay? Nila. Pagkatapos natin ma-adjust, step 1, i-adjust, and then i-close, okay? And then after that, adjust the accounts according to their agreement. Okay? I-adjust natin according to their agreement. Kung may agreement sila internally na ganito, ganyan. This is the valuation of the or nung tawag dito. Kung nari may mga capital agreement just like yung dati. Okay? So next is mag-open tayo ng partnership book. Okay? After opening partnership book, we would now record each individual partner's investment. Okay? And after that, i-check natin for capital adjustment. Just ano nga yun yung mga capital adjustment? Yung bonus method, yung mga ganun. Bonus method or goodwill method. Okay? Diba? So, para mas maintindihan nyo, let's try to solve a problem, okay? So, here, you may refer to your book. Okay? Mayroon tayong Jerry. Si Jerry, ito ang kanyang assets. Okay? As of June. And si Henry, okay? Si Jerry and Henry, okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo, merong June 30. Tingnan nyo kung June 30, kailan ano ang, sa pagsosolve ng problem, always ipansinin nyo or keep in mind yung date, okay? Yung date nung mga dates, okay? Kasi usually dyan lang nanggagaling yung mga problems. So, we have this additional information, okay? Mayroong additional agreement by the partners, okay? So, basahin natin. The conditions agreed by the partners for purpose of determining their interest in the partnership are presented below. First is 10% of the accounts receivable is to be set up as uncollectible in each book. Okay, ito daw. This one. Uncollectible daw tong mga accounts receivable. And then, merchandise inventory of Henry is to be increased by 1,000, okay? And lastly, the furniture and fixtures of Jerry and Henry are to be depreciated by 600 and 900 respectively. So, step 1, ano yung step 1 natin? Adjust the accounts of individual partners. Okay, so here, wala naman daw i-adjust. Okay, wala naman sigurong i-adjust dito. So, Here, close the individual partners book. So, paano ba natin i-close to? So, pwedeng hindi na natin ipakita paano i-close. So, pwedeng tumalon tayo dito sa step 3, adjust the accounts according to their agreement. Okay? So, ano ba yung agreement nila? Ito daw. This is their agreement. So, 10% of accounts receivable is to be set up as uncollectible in each book. So, mag-start tayo sa book ni Jerry. Books of Jerry, okay? So, first we have Jerry. So, titingnan natin kung mababawasan ba yung receivable or madadagdagan. So, here, basahin natin, 10% of accounts receivable is to be set up as uncollectible in each book. Meaning, uncollectible, meaning may expense. So, meron tayong i-adjust or babawasan natin yung accounts receivable value natin or yung amount ng accounts receivable natin by 10%. So, paano natin gagawin yon? First is, let's try here, Jerry Capital. Oops. This one. Jerry Capital. Pwedeng diretsohin natin. And then, how much? Mamaya na yung how much, ha? And then, anong credit side? Allowance for bad debts. Okay? So, here, kung i-analyze natin yung transaction letter A, 10% of accounts receivable is to be set up as uncollectible in each book. So, here, paano ba ang totoong entry kung ito ba yon? Ano ba ang entry nito sa basic accounting natin? 10%. So, here, hindi to Jerry Capital, di ba? Pwedeng gawin natin is bad debts expense, okay? So, this one kasi ika-close din natin. So, pwedeng i-shortcut natin. Since itong account na to is a nominal account, pwede nating i-shortcut. Okay? Pwede nating i-shortcut to Jerry Capital, okay? Jerry Capital. Naintindihan mo yun, guys? So, how much? 10% of si Jerry, 10% daw, which is 1,000, okay? And then 1,000. Okay, that's for letter A transaction. Okay, letter A yan, di ba? A. And then letter B, merchandise inventory of Henry is to be increased by 1,000. So, makaka-affect ba yun sa books ni Jerry? No, okay? So, since hindi naman makaka-affect, wag muna natin isulat. Later, balikan lang natin, okay? Next is, the furnitures and fixtures of Jerry and Henry are to be depreciated by 600 and 900 respectively, okay? So, 600 daw para kay Jerry. 600 para kay Jerry. So, how would we record that? So, usually, ganito yan. Letter C gawin natin, ha? Natin is, depreciation expense, di ba? Ganito yan. And then, accumulated depreciation, di ba? So, how much? 600, di ba? 600 ito. 600. So, pwede natin ito, since i-close naman and nominal account siya, pwedeng i-shortcut natin. Gawin na natin Jerry Capital. Okay? Naintindihan mo yun, guys? So, that's it. Yan na ang ating magiging entry. So, how about sa books ni Henry, okay? Tapos na tayo sa books ni Jerry. Tapos na natin i-adjust as to the condition agreed by the partner. So, pumunta naman tayo sa books ni Henry, okay? So, paano ba natin to isusulat or i-entry? Ganito yon. First, A. Same is true, parang kanina lang. A. 10% daw ng 8,000. So, Henry Capital. I-shortcut na natin para mabilis. Henry Capital. So, ano yung original entry niyan? Kung sa sole proprietorship tayo or sa pag-adjust sa basic accounting, first is Henry Capital or interest, bad debt expense or oh yes, bad debt expense, okay? So, how much? 800, tama? Tama, okay? And then we have credit allowance for bad debts. Okay, how much? 800. Oops, napali. And now we have letter B, okay? Merchandise inventory of Henry is to be increased by 1,000, okay? Increased, okay? Increased. So, paano nga yun yung analysis dyan? Kung nag-increase ang inventory, ang mga possible effect niyan sa credit side or sa other side ng accounting equation is increase din also, okay? So, balik tayo sa basic accounting ha. Basic accounting lang to. Dapat master nyo yung basic accounting. Okay? So here, nag-increase daw yung debit side which is the inventory. Okay? So mag-i-increase din dapat ang possible lang na movement ng equity or liability is increase also. Okay? So, ano nga to? 'Di ba? Review lang to sa ating basic accounting ha. Dapat master na yung mga ganito. Equals liability plus equity, 'di ba? Yan. Kailangan master nyo na yung mga ganito, 'di ba? Kung nag-increase daw dito sa inventory na by 1,000, ang possible lang na movement is either increase sa liability or equity. So, here pag i-analyze natin to, merchandise inventory of Henry is to be increased by 1,000. Ano ang entry niyan? Will be our entry would be merchandise inventory. Okay, is this a real account? Yes. So, how much? 1,000, di ba? 1,000 ba? Yes, 1,000. And then, finally, Henry Capital. Okay? 1,000. So, mali na naman. Dapat dito yan. Okay? And lastly, letter C. Si letter C, kailangan natin lagyan dito. Oops. This is transaction B. And we have transaction C na ano bang transaction C natin? The furniture and fixtures of Jerry and Henry are to be depreciated by 600 and 900. So, ito, 900 na adjustment. So, magdi-decrease, okay? So, paano ba? Depreciated, meaning, kung dito sa accounting entry natin, T-account natin, magdi-decrease dito, magdi-decrease din dapat sa capital side, okay? Magdi-decrease din dapat dito. Okay? So, ano ang entry? First is Henry Capital. And then, Henry Capital, how much? 900. And then, accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation of 900. Okay? So here, kung napapansin nyo, kung gusto nyong gumaling sa accounting, T-account lang palang kailangan. Hindi na natin kailangan mag-entry-entry pa. Kasi kung mag-T-account kayo, pwedeng ito, Summarize nyo na lang. Ito, okay? So, lagay nyo dito, isang T account. Okay? Pagkalagay mo, i-debit, lagay mo na sa debit, 600 at 100. Okay? And then, lagyan mo na din dito, yung total niya, 25. Okay? 26. Okay? So, let's prepare a T account para mas maintindihan natin yung total na partnership capital or the total capital credited to Jerry and the total capital credited to Henry. Okay, so let's make a T account here, right over here for Jerry, and then another one for Henry. Okay, this one is for Henry. So, initially, ilan ba ang total na magiging entry? I mean, na-contribute ni Jerry? 26,000. So, lagyan na natin dito agad. 26,000. Ayan. And then, how about Henry? 25,000. Okay? 25,000. So, let's summarize. Sir, paano po bakit po tayo magka-credit ng 26,000 at 25,000? Kasi nga, ano nga yung initial na entry natin pag tayo ay nagre-record ng contribution? You may refer to the book para makita nyo paano yung mga initial, paano tayo nag-invest. Parang ganito, di ba? Cash, ganyan, di ba? Ganito. Okay? So, pag nag-contribute, automatic credit yung contribution. So, here, i-credit natin yung capital. Okay? Yung capital ni Jerry at yung capital ni Henry sa each respective business. Okay? So, diretso natin. You may refer to the book para mas maintindihan nyo. So, here, i-debit natin, i-summarize natin using T account yung mga effect sa kanyang or yung mga adjustment. Yung mga adjustment as agreed by the partner. So here, debit, naka-debit side si Jerry capital 100, 1,000. And then another 600 debit 600. Okay? So ano ang total capital credited for Jerry? 26,000 less 1,000 less another 600 equals 24,400. Okay? So, let's move on naman sa books ni Henry. Okay? Nalaman natin na ang ininvest niya is yung total capital niya, 25,000. Okay? Then, let's summarize itong mga effects ng mga condition agreement nila. So, 800 less. And then, let's add 1,000 and deduct 900. Okay? So, for a total of, how much is the total capital credited to Henry? 24,300. Okay? Naintindihan ba yun, guys? That is the shortcut, okay? So, para mas maintindihan nyo, you may refer to the book para mas makita nyo yung mga entries, okay? Yung mga journal entries, especially saan nanggaling tong 25,000 at 26,000, okay? Ang technique lang talaga dito is to familiarize the accounting equation at i-master nyo yung representation nitong T account, okay? So here, 'di ba, nalaman natin sa basic accounting, yung right side or the debit side is represented by A or asset, and this vertical line is represented by the equal sign, and lastly, yung L plus equity is yung credit side, okay? So dito natin marirealize yung mga normal balances, 'di ba? So ito gagamitin niyo yung technique na ito, okay? So eto, sir, bakit ganito? May Henry Capital, bakit hindi lahat nasa credit side? Kasi itong T accounts na to, this one, this one, ito ay mga T accounts representing the account titles, okay? Ito naman, ito yung ito yung balance sheet, okay? The balance sheet, okay? The balance sheet is a very, very, very big T account, okay? So, inshallah, madidiscuss din natin. So, let's make a T account representing the balance sheet, okay? This one, okay? So, let's make one here. Let's draw a big line. And then, this one, okay? Okay, the left side is represented by assets. Yung ating vertical line represented by equal, and then the the right hand side is represented by liabilities and equity. Okay, so let's put yung mga proper account balances. So first is account title cash. Okay, how much is the cash? Pwedeng tumingin kayo sa book nyo. How much is the cash? 5,000 plus 4,000. Okay? 5,000 plus 4,000, 9,000. Then we have accounts receivable, 10,000 plus 8,000. How much? 18,000, di ba? Lagyan natin dito, AR. 18,000, okay? And ano pa ba? We must record this one, okay? Okay? Since nag-T account tayo para kay Jerry at Henry, okay? Kailangan din ma-recognize natin tong allowance for bad debts, okay? How much? 1,800, okay? So that is 1,800. So let's put here allowance for bad debts 1,800. Okay? Then we will record the inventory, ayun, 8,000 and 10,000, 18,000, di ba? 18,000. Inventory, 18,000. So, tingin nga na tayo dito. Oh, of course, meron tayong adjustment, okay? Meron tayong mga agreement na mag-i-increase daw. 'Di ba? Ano yung basta initial investment, it is recorded at fair value, okay? Fair values or agreed value. So the agreed value is yung kay Henry daw mag-i-increase ng 1,000, yun yung napag-agrihan, okay? So 1,000 plus 10,000 plus 18,000, that would be 19,000, okay? And lastly, furnitures and fixtures, which is 6,000 and 9,000. 6,000 and 9,000. But wait, di ba? Meron tayong mga accumulated depreciation. Okay? 600 and 900. How much is the total for lahat-lahat? Yung net na furnitures and fixtures? Anyway, you can represent it by this way. Furnitures, 9 plus 6, 15,000. So, furnitures, how much? 15,000. And we will less accumulated depreciation of 600 plus 900, 1,500. Diba? So, how much is the total assets or the left-hand side of the T account? How much? 57,700,000. Okay? And then, let's make naman doon sa right hand side, which is the liabilities and equity. Okay, so this one, it will be very very helpful pag nagsosolve kayo ng short problems. Okay, I will tell you why, bakit sobrang helpful nung itong mga T account na to. Okay, And this one, itong equation, pag ginamit nyo to, talagang sobrang dali na lang ng accounting for partnership formation. So, how much is the total liabilities? 3,000 and then 6,000 equals 9,000. Okay, so let's write here AP. AP 9,000. And how about the capital? Okay, capital. So, we have the adjusted. Pwedeng gamitin na natin ito. Okay, let's write here Jerry 24,400 and for Henry 24,400. I mean 24,300. So how much is the total for this one? 9,000 plus 24,400 and 24,300 will equal to 57,700. Okay? So, anong napansin nyo sa ating T account? Okay? Pansin natin na magka-equal yung both side, of course, kasi asset equals liabilities and equity, okay? So, pag magsosolve kayo, mayroong mga short problems na missing ito or missing ito, okay? So, pwedeng i-shortcut nyo, gamitan, dito nyo gamitin. Pwedeng ito, this one. So, here, pwede nyo gamitin ito, this one. Okay, this one. So, meron din tayong mga question na how much is the total asset. So, kung tanong is total assets and given ito, pwede niyong i-work back, di ba? Gamit itong equation na to. Let's make this T plus. Okay? So, pag na-master niyo itong T account technique, okay? Madali na lang sa inyo yung partnership formation, okay? So, ito is connected here. This two is connected here and these two pwedeng given is yung total assets tapos ipapa-compute sa inyo how much is the total capital ng partnership tapos after nyo makuha yung total capital ng partnership i-divide nyo okay by kay Jerry, kay Henry or kung sino mang capital na yan. So ito i-master nyo yung concept or idea netong T account or this balance sheet, okay? Not necessarily T account. Ang importante is ma-master nyo yung accounting equation. So, that's all. And I would like to also add that you master yung accounting equation, yung dual transaction, yung mga self-balancing transaction. Okay, sir, ano ba yung mga self-balancing transaction? Yung mga ganito ba? For example, is nag-increase si asset, ang automatic na movement din ng left hand side, I mean the right hand side would be increase also, okay? Kung nag-decrease dito sa kabila, sa left hand, magdi-decrease din dito, okay? Ang effect niyan, the T account or the accounting equation will always stay true, okay? So, try tayo ng last example for partnership formation. So, for our last example for this video, let's try another problem but with more given or with more variables, okay? So, basahin natin. Towards the end of 2018, June and Brian formed a partnership, okay? So, highlight natin ito. After the formation, the partners will participate in the profit and loss of 70% and 30% for June and Brian. So, ma-effect ba to sa partnership capital? Okay, yung partnership capital to be credited. Will it affect this? No, kasi this is just a profit and loss ratio. Profit and loss ratio, okay? Profit and loss ratio is different from the capitalization ratio, okay? So, here sa problem na to, marirealize natin na ano yung pinagkaiba, okay? Bakit magkaiba? Yung capitalization ratio is the same with interest ratio, okay? Yung profit and loss ratio, this is typically used or this is used in the partnership operation, okay? So here are the amounts And the account title, cash, accounts receivable, inventories, furnitures. So sa furniture, si Brian lang, okay? Sa liabilities, accounts payable, notes payable, and capital, okay? So, I intentionally remove the amount of capital para medyo madagdagan ng challenge, okay? So, let's read the adjustments, okay? First adjustment is the interest of 750 are accrued on the notes payable. Next is the inventory fair value of June and Brian are 10,250 and 12,300 respectively. And lastly, furniture and fixtures is overstated by 3,750. Okay, so required prepare journal entries in a new set of books to record the formation of the partnership under each of the following assumption. Okay, so let's start with number 1. First is the interest ratio is not given, okay? So here, para mabilis tayo, kayo na ang gumawa ng mga journal entries, diretso tayo sa T account, okay? Para ma-master nyo, kasi usually sa mga problems, short problem lang naman, tapos ang gagamitin nyo is kailangan marunong kayo mag-manage ng time nyo, okay? So, para ma-manage nyo yung time nyo, kailangan master nyo na yung mga, yung foundation ng topic or so here, let's make a T account. Okay. Let's copy this one. Okay. This one would be named June Capital. June Capital. And this one would be Brian Capital. Okay? So, ayan. So, ano ba yung entry? Paano nga tayo mag-entry pag nag-i-invest ka? Kung isa-isay natin ha. For example, kay June, debit, cash, credit, June, capital. Okay? Good, di ba? Ganon. And for accounts receivable, debit, accounts receivable, credit, June, capital. So, para i-summarize natin, ganito yon. Lagay natin dito, 18,400, okay? For cash, kasi, sir, bakit nakaka-credit? Kasi nga, T-account to, di ba? T-account ni June Capital. So, yung mga entries for initial investment, kayo na ang gumawa para mas maintindihan nyo yung Kia account na to, okay? So, June Capital, 18,400 credit. Sir, bakit nga yun credit? Kasi debit, cash, yung entry is debit, cash, credit, June Capital. Okay? Next is accounts receivable, 102,600. So, Matik, 102,600. Sir, bakit nga yun ulit credit? Debit, accounts receivable, credit, June capital. Next is inventories, 9,800. Okay? Ayan. So far, so good. Next is accounts payable of 3,000. So, lagay natin dito, Matik, 3,000. Sir, bakit po nasa debit? Di ba yung accounts payable, credit side, yung normal balance? No, ang isipin natin, this is the journal entry, okay? Yung journal entry, sinort out natin, tapos ginagamit lang natin is yung June capital, okay? Yung mga entries or transaction na nakaka-affect kay June capital. So here, June capital, 3,000, debit side kasi, debit, June capital, credit, accounts payable para ma-recognize natin yung accounts payable na inassume ng partnership. Okay? Next is 22,500 for notes payable. So, next is kay Brian naman tayo. Okay? Kay Brian. So, for Brian, parang ganun lang din. Yung lahat ng mga asset nasa credit side, and liabilities nasa debit side. Okay? Ang tandaan dun ha, kasi ito ay T account ni Brian. So, para mabilis tayo, 26,400 for, and then inventories, I mean accounts receivable, 6,000, 6,000, and 12,000 inventories, and 47,400 for furnitures and fixtures. Okay? And meron tayong inassume na accounts payable, which is amounting to 15,600. Okay? Tindihan ba yun, guys? Yan. So, next is, basahin natin tong mga adjustment or yung mga condition ng business. Okay? I mean, ng partnership. First is, interest of 750 are accrued on notes payable. So, para maintindihan nyo, gawa tayo ng entry. Para maintindihan nyo, guys, gawa tayo ng entry. First is, paano nga ba ito i-reflect? Interest of 750 are accrued on notes payable. Payable, meaning accrued, na mas nadagdagan daw yung notes payable natin. So, here, para gamitin natin yung tamang entry or account title. So, here, debit, interest expense, okay? Interest expense. So, here, gamitin natin yung tamang interest expense, and then credit interest payable. Okay? Kasi nag-accrue daw. Interest payable. How much? 750. Okay? 750. So, i-reflect na natin dito. So, ito, pwede itong palitan agad kasi i-close naman to sa, since ito ay isang nominal account, pwedeng i-close na natin to, sino ba to? Si Booth ba or si June lang? Si June lang kasi siya yung may notes payable. So, ilagay natin dito, June capital. Okay? So, next, letter B. The inventory fair values of June and Brian are 10,250 and 12,300 respectively. So, meaning, from 9,800, magiging 10,250, and kay Brian, from 12,000, magiging 12,300. So, ang gawin natin para ma-record natin yung entry is 10,250 minus 9,800 equals 450. Okay? So, June capital, 450. Then, meron tayong, kailangan inventory muna kasi lumaki daw eh. 'Di ba? From 9,800 lumaki to 10,250. So, since lumaki, meaning inventory. Ano ang normal balance ng inventory? Debit. So, palalaki natin yung inventory. So, here, June capital. Okay? 450. So, since dalawa yung entry natin, meron din kay Brian from 12,300, from 12,000 naging 12,300. So, lagyan na din natin dito sa letter B. How much? 12,000 to 300, lumaki. So, debit dapat yung inventory. And next is Brian capital credit. So, 300. Okay? So, let's move on to bullet C, okay? Sa bullet C naman tayo. Partnership, here. The furnitures and fixtures is overstated by 3,750. Meaning, since overstated, meaning ito daw, overstated to. Overstated daw yung itong furniture and fixtures by magkano daw? 3,750. So, para mabawasan, overstated, para makorek, kailangan mag-minus tayo, okay? So, ang normal balance ng furniture and fixtures is debit. So, para mabawasan, kailangan i-credit, okay? Nagets ba yun, guys? So, here, Brian Capital. And then, how much? 3. Brian Capital, 3,750. And furniture lang muna para mabilis tayo. 3,750. Okay? So, okay na ata to. Okay na ata yung entries natin for the additional adjustments. Okay? So, itong mga amount dito, ilagay natin sa corresponding T account. Okay? Sa corresponding T account nila. So, here, June Capital, 750. Lagay natin to papunta dito. So, here, nasa debit, credit, debit. So, debit. Next, inventory, June Capital. Nasa credit side. So, dagdagan natin, 450. Next, inventory and Brian Capital. Si Brian daw, madadagdagan ng 300. So, 300 dito. And since it is overstated and nasa debit side, i-reflect natin sa T account. Okay? 3,750. Okay? So, finally, nakuha na natin yung total adjusted capital. Okay? So, how much? So, para mas maganda, lagyan natin dito ng equal. Yan. So, how much? So, how much would be for June capital? 105,000. And then, for Brian capital, 72,750,000. Okay? So, if ang question is, how much is the total capital credited to each partner, ito yung sagot. Okay? So, yan ang tinatawag natin na net investment method. Okay? So, for number 2, meron tayong tinatawag na bonus method, okay? Na-discuss natin to sa mga initial investment. So here, ang kanilang interest ratio or capitalization ratio is 55% daw kay 55% para kay June, 45% para kay Brian. So paano natin to i-account, okay? So I will introduce to you new terms, okay? Here, TAC, or TCC muna, or total contributed capital, or TCC. And then, meron tayong total agreed capital. Okay? TAC. Yan. So, sa TCC, yan yung total na na-contribute nila, yung actual na na-contribute nila. So, how much? How much for Brian? For June and Brian? 105,000 plus 72,750 equals 17,750. Okay? So, ang question is, paano ba natin i-account to the total agreed capital? Okay? So, ang total agreed capital is June is on question mark plus si Brian, si June, question mark, hindi natin alam, and si Brian, question mark din. But, alam natin na 17,750 ang total na actual na contributed. Okay? So, para ito, gagamitan natin ng workback. Mag-workback tayo dito. Okay? So, here, si June, alam natin na ang percentage ng interest ratio niya is 55%. And for Brian is 45%. So, for a total of 100%. Okay? So, ayan. Ayan. So, naintindihan ba yun, guys? So, since 17750 is 100% and para makuha natin yung June, yung capital credited for June and capital credited for Brian, and alam natin na ang total partnership capital is 17750 and it is the total of 100%, i-multiply lang natin. So, to compute, ganito yan. Para ma-compute natin is si June capital, which is 55%, ayan, is equals to 17750 multiplied by 55% is equals to 977,650 or 762, okay? And for Brian, capital 45% ng 17750 multiplied by 45% equals 17750. Okay? Naintindihan ba yun? So, if ang question for letter B is how much is the total or how much is the total capital credited for June, this would be your answer, okay? For Brian, 45%, this would be your answer, okay? So, ano ba sir yung magiging entry, di ba? Naturuan ko kayo paano yung entry nito using bonus method. So, ang entry for this one would be like this. Ito, ganito. First is, from 105, ang total lang pala na makakredit is 97750. And from 7 to 750, ang total lang pala na makakredit is 79987. Okay? So, paano ba to natin i-account? Okay? So, if we deduct from 105,000 to 97762, makukuha natin is 7237. Okay? 7,237. Okay? So, paano natin i-account? So, kindly check from 105 to 97762, ang difference is 7,237, and from 7,27750 to 79987, ang difference is also true, 7237, okay? So here, ang ating entry, since madadagdagan daw si Brian ng capital, since tingnan nyo lumaki from 72,750, lumaki to 79987, lumaki. So ang ating entry would be June capital. Diba? Naituro ko sa inyo to kanina. June capital 7237.5 plus and credit for Brian capital same amount 7237.5. Okay? Understood ba class? So here sa number 2, lagyan dapat natin to ng number 2, this one. This one. Ito ang solution for number 2. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan nyo, okay? So, ang tandaan nyo, may mga case or usually dito sa partnership formation, ang case talaga is magkaiba yung total contributed capital sa total agreed capital. Okay? So, ano nga yun yung total agreed capital? Yan yung ginagamitan natin ng mga ratio. Okay? So, ang tatandaan lang is magkaiba yung interest ratio, this one, yung interest ratio, ito, magkaiba yung interest ratio sa profit and loss ratio. Okay? So here, sa number 1, pag narinig niyo yung net investment method, ang ibig sabihin nun is walang ratio. Kumbaga is TCC is equals to TAC. Matik yun, okay? Basta net investment method. Meaning, yung napag-agrihan nila is true with the total contributed. So, with regards naman, pag bonus method is 3, the interest ratio is 55 to 45, kailangan ma-meet natin yung agreement or condition ng both partners. So, here, para ma-meet natin, compute natin yung total contributed capital, and then let's use the total contributed capital para ma-compute yung mga ratio, okay? The respective ratio, okay? So here, pag-aralan nyo to, ikot-ikutin nyo yung problem. May mga problem na ito yung missing, yung ratio. Okay? May mga problem na ganun. May mga problem din na how much cash would be ganito para yung statement or yung condition ng partnership formation or yung capitalization rate is will stay true. Okay? How much cash or how much cash would be contributed or withdrawn. Okay? So, for your assignment, I would like you to answer number 3, okay? Number 3, and also for another number 3, okay? Paki-screenshot na lang para sa nakinig. And then, paki-add na din, another assignment would be using goodwill method, okay? Tapos, number 2, okay? I mean, yes, number 2, but using goodwill method, okay? Using goodwill method, okay? So, that would be all for partnership formation. I hope you understood my discussion or this video discussion, inshallah. Thank you very much for listening. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Thank you very much.